Commander Veltar had expected nothing more than another routine survey of a primitive world. The hegemony's long-range sensors had detected basic electromagnetic emissions from the third planet of this unremarkable yellow star, radio waves, crude television broadcasts, the typical signatures of a species barely crawling out of its technological infancy. The mission parameters were simple: observe, catalog, and move on. First contact protocols wouldn't even be necessary. But as the hegemony vessel Dominion's Edge dropped out of hyperspace at the system's outer rim, Veltar's certainty began to crumble. "Commander," reported Navigation Officer Thex, his voice tight with confusion, "I'm detecting massive gravitational anomalies throughout the system. The readings don't match our initial survey data." Veltar leaned forward in his command chair, studying the holographic display that materialized before him. What he saw defied explanation. The asteroid belt between the fourth and fifth planets showed clear signs of industrial mining. Not the crude extraction he'd expect from a pre-spaceflight civilization, but sophisticated operations that had hollowed out entire planetoids. "Magnify Sector 7 Alpha," he ordered. The image zoomed, revealing a structure that made Veltar's blood run cold. A massive ring of dark matter collectors encircled the system's outer edge, each one the size of a small moon. The technology was unmistakably beyond anything in the hegemony's arsenal. "Sir," whispered communications specialist Ryle, "I'm intercepting data streams between the third planet and everywhere. The computational traffic is orders of magnitude beyond what we calculated. They're not just using primitive radio, they've got quantum entanglement networks spanning the entire solar system." Veltar stood abruptly, his scaled hands gripping the armrests. The hegemony had ruled this galaxy for 3 millennia, confident in their technological supremacy. They'd encountered thousands of species, all following predictable evolutionary paths. But this, "Commander," Thex's voice cracked with panic. "Something just uncloaked directly ahead of us." The main screen flickered, then displayed an image that would haunt Veltar's dreams for cycles to come. A human vessel hung in space before them, sleek, angular, and impossibly advanced. Its hull seemed to bend light around it, and energy readings suggested power output that rivaled small stars. "This is Captain Rodriguez of the Earth defense vessel Prometheus," came a voice in perfect hegemonic standard, a language that supposedly only 3 species in the galaxy had ever learned. "We've been monitoring your approach for the past 6 hours. Welcome to the Sol system." 6 hours. They'd detected the Dominion's Edge while it was still in hyperspace, something the hegemony's own technology couldn't achieve. We come in peace," Veltar managed, his voice barely steady. "The hegemony extends greetings to your species." A pause, then, "We know who you are, Commander Veltar. We've been monitoring hegemony communications for decades. Your routine survey of primitive civilizations is well documented." The human ship moved closer, and Veltar's tactical displays went haywire. The vessel's shields operated on principles his scientists had only theorized about. Its weapon systems, if they were weapons, showed energy signatures that suggested they could crack planets. "How?" Veltar whispered, not realizing he'd spoken aloud. "You assumed we were primitive because we stayed quiet," Captain Rodriguez replied. "Humanity learned long ago that in a galaxy full of predators, the wise prey pretends to be sleeping until it's strong enough to reveal its claws." Around the human ship, space began to shimmer. More vessels decloaked, dozens of them, each more advanced than anything in the hegemony's fleet. But it wasn't just the technology that terrified Veltar. It was the implication. While the hegemony had conquered and absorbed lesser species, growing fat and complacent on easy victories, humanity had been watching, learning, and preparing. They'd reverse-engineered, captured hegemony technology, then surpassed it. They'd built a civilization in secret, hiding behind a facade of primitive radio broadcasts while constructing an interstellar infrastructure that made the hegemony look like children playing with toys. "We propose a different kind of first contact," Captain Rodriguez continued. "One between equals. The question is, will the hegemony accept that they're no longer the apex predators in this galaxy?" Veltar stared at the impossible fleet surrounding his ship, finally understanding that the hunters had just met something far more dangerous than prey. They'd found equals who had been pretending to be victims, and the galaxy would never be the same.